Hey everyone, I'm DJ Alex Brown and welcome to the Gig Log. Today I'm going to be doing a abbreviated gig log since I didn't actually have a chance to shoot much content of me talking on site at this wedding. There were a couple complexities and nuances that I'll talk about in a minute. I wanted to start by talking about the services I provided for this wedding. Firstly being the ceremony through cocktail hour and reception for music and microphones. This couple added my A and N 3-foot tall marquee letters to their package with LED bulbs. I'll see if I have time to mention why they chose the LED bulbs later in the video, but I also would like to point out I'm going to refer to the bride sometimes as Lexi, but her full name is Alexandra, so that's why the letters are A and N. And before we get into talking about the ceremony, I just want to mention how fun it was working with the staff at this venue at OceanCliff in Newport, Rhode Island. The staff was so fun to work with because they were enjoying being there just as much as the guests. They would be coming in and out of the kitchen, dancing to the music, and they were just great. Here's a little clip of that. So let's get right into talking about the ceremony. Here's a quick little photo of the ceremony. As you can see, they were set up inside. This was not the original plan. They had hoped to be outside, but unfortunately it was raining that day. So I had to work a little bit on the fly and set up inside. This did require me to do some flipping of the room and the setup and kind of preset some things, which doing as many indoor weddings and winter weddings as I have, I've done that plenty of times. Now that did affect me being able to set up the marquee letters. So in addition to everything else I had to set up during the cocktail hour when the guests were out of the room, I also had to set up the marquee letters. This couple chose to go with the LED bulbs set to a pure white color, which is what you see here, because they wanted more of a modern feel than the incandescent, more rustic style bulbs. Here's a quick video of their first dance. There's not a lot to talk about with cocktail hour. I just used a single speaker in the room just outside of the ballroom, which is where they had their cocktail hour. And then they came in, did their first dance, and went into parent dances. Then we went straight into dinner. So unlike a typical gig log, I'm not gonna go through a lot of the equipment and things. We're gonna head straight into dancing now and take a look at the dance floor. One of the first things that I'd like to mention about the dancing is there were a lot of younger guests and a lot of aunts, uncles, parents, and even some grandparents in attendance at the wedding. So they wanted a list of music that would reflect getting everyone on the dance floor with friends and family. And as you can see, there are plenty of friends and family having a great time on the dance floor here. The photographer at this wedding actually came up to me at one point, I think the song I had played was Dancing Queen, and said, "Oh my God, you just played this song and everybody went up to the dance floor. So now all the older guests and younger guests are on the dance floor." And I looked at this photographer like, yes, that was the reason that I played that song, because I knew it would do that. Now, as we got later in the night, some of the older guests, the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, left, and this couple had actually opted to do original edits or uncensored music after a certain time. That's when mostly it was just the friends on the dance floor. I also just want to mention before I wrap this video up that the bride and groom did have a great time. They've already left me a 5-star review, so I'll throw that up on the screen here. I do have a couple more weddings booked at OceanCliff in the next 2 years, but I have a very large package going on there in May of 2024, so if you want to see that, make sure you follow my channel and also give me a follow on Instagram at DJ Alex Brown Pro. I'll also leave some information in the description if you want to see those things or more information on my services. Now, if you're wondering, we do also rent just marquee letters as a rental. We've done just marquee letters standalone at OceanCliff before also. If you'd like information on that, I'll also leave the brand which we rent those under. Also, right about now, there should be some cards to other videos on the screen and to subscribe to my channel, so make sure to take advantage of all of those as well.